Buckeyes 33-24 winners over Penn State this weekend. Initial thoughts, Dad?
Wow, it was tough to watch because the things you thought that they were doing well, they didn't seem to do well. The offensive line was really disappointing. I thought they would do a lot better, but they were good enough to get, that Travion long run, or the CJ stepped up into the pocket and they were able to hit Olave across, deep for a touchdown. So they had their brief moments, but I was a little disappointed with the offensive line. But what I don't know is if this is just the best defense that they're going to face aside from the playoff.
Although I will say that Wisconsin defense is pretty nasty.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty good too.
At least that defensive line, that rushing defense. But yeah, I mean, like I said last week, I thought I was pretty adamant this whole week this was going to be a game. So I wasn't necessarily surprised at the outcome. However, I guess I was kind of surprised at the fact that the defense came up big. Ryan Day said that the defense won the game, and I would agree with that. And I think the offense struggled.
Particularly in the red zone.
In the red zone. And I thought the O-line was manhandled. Yeah, I just thought everyone in the offense not step up in the way that we would think the best team in America would do so. The best offense in America would do so.
Well, the other thing I thought was interesting is their linebackers. I mean, they hit. They were punching us in the mouth. And we struggle with that a little bit. So, but when you say the defense won the game, Tyreek Smith was really key because he was involved in the 2 turnovers. The one where Deron Cage ran the ball back, he hit that guy first before Harrison hit him. And then on the interception, I think it was to Cam Brown, he was up in the quarterback's face. So he really finally came into his own and playing good. So that was good. Now, the thing they don't have going for them in offense is they've got absolutely no running game. I mean, for a team that Saquon Barkley's and, the running backs they've had historically, this year they got nothing. It was almost like us last year.
Yeah, I think Clifford is good though, and I think those receivers are dangerous at Penn State. There's definitely things to work on with both sides of the ball.
That this Penn State team is equivalent to the Oregon team, so that if we were to play Oregon today, we would beat them.
If we played. I think a lot of people say if we played Oregon that next day that we would beat them, that it was just kind of like an off day for us.
I don't think so. I think the defensive scheme was deplorable in that Oregon game. That weak side, not covering that weak side left us. There was at least 3 touchdowns or 3 big plays on that left side, on that weak side that they just didn't cover. It was wide open all day long for them. And we're not doing that anymore. People are playing their positions better. People are, reading things. I'm starting to believe in the defense a little bit. If Clifford had time, he was going to find somebody.
Yeah.
And he would just get to the core. The other thing that upset me is I think the officials missed a ton of holding penalties on Penn State. They were tackling our linemen. They were arms reached out holding. I saw so many holding calls that did not get called, and that pissed me off.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how good really is Penn State's defense.
I think time will tell, but I think they're pretty damn good. They kept them in the game against Iowa, basically. Clifford went out, and they're playing with the backup quarterback, who is really not their backup quarterback. Their backup quarterback is in Kentucky. So they're playing with basically a third-string guy. And they nearly won that game. That's because their defense kept them in it. I don't know what happened to the Illinois game. They said the Illinois game, they were stacking up the line of scrimmage like it was Navy or Army or something, and just selling out the run. And Penn State kept stepping back, waiting for them to do something in the air, and they just kept running the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting the fact that the offense struggled so much, and so Penn State's defense. Can you guess what their overall defense is ranked in the country?
I want to say 6.
38.
No.
Yeah.
I thought they were better than that.
They're giving up a good amount of yards, but they've only given up 12 touchdowns, which is I mean the touchdowns they're giving up is ranked higher than 38th, but there's can you guess the defenses that are ranked higher than Penn State?
Oh, sure. In the Big Ten?
Yeah.
Or overall?
In the Big Ten. That Ohio State will
in the Big Ten, I would say Wisconsin's up there. I'm guessing Michigan is up there, although after this weekend, maybe not. I'm guessing Michigan State may be up there.
So
I'd be surprised if we were up there.
Actually, we're 49. Wow. Michigan is 15. And then Iowa is 9. Okay. And then I'm missing anyone. Okay, yeah, Minnesota. Minnesota is 11. First, they've in total given up 1,700 yards through what 8 games and 12 and 17 touchdowns. Wisconsin, they've given up 1,700 yards and 17 touchdowns is more actually than Penn State, but yeah, Wisconsin has the number 1 overall defense in the country.
In the country?
Yeah.
Wow. Purdue's 13.
Purdue's 13 in total defense?
Yeah. On 247 Sports.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking at the NCAA stats. And I guess that's a different. What is Penn State on there?
Wisconsin's 2. And of course, Georgia's 1. Penn State's not in the top 20. Purdue's number 13, 247 Sports. Wow. I hate playing Purdue. They make me nervous.
It seems like, yeah, they'll be tested more this season when they come out against the Big Ten.
Yeah, the Nebraska game is going to be nothing, but then after that, it starts to get 3 in a row, just like last year almost.
I think coming into this past weekend, I think the best thing for Ohio State was that Iowa wins out, and then you play a 1-loss Iowa team, probably top 5, maybe top 10, in the Big Ten championship. But yeah. I mean, although Wisconsin does have 3 losses, probably the Ohio State's best hope now is Wisconsin just rolling people, and America, sees Wisconsin as a top 15 team, and then probably the number 1 or 2 defense in the country. That would be a perfect kind of a tester, kind of potentially getting ready for Georgia in a playoff game. Because, it seems like Georgia and Wisconsin are right there for the 1-2, however you stack it up, 1-2 as total overall defense.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced we'll make the college football playoff if we win out.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think if Oregon wins out, that head-to-head is going to come back to haunt us.
I don't think so.
And, you still got Cincinnati out there.
Cincinnati is.
I think Alabama's out there.
Not going there past a 1-loss Ohio State.
I think if Alabama wins if Alabama wins out, Georgia loses to Alabama in the SEC championship game, then you're looking at, I think, 2 SEC teams getting in.
And I think that the committee has shown that they kind of have a recency bias. Think back to the first year we got in when we had that 59-0 Big Ten championship win that got us in. Like, I think just victories, just really any kind of victory against Michigan State, Michigan, and potentially a hot Wisconsin team at the end of the season are really gonna, stick strong in the committee's minds. Those are three really good wins, I think. I was just gonna say, what did you think of how CJ played?
I
Did
thought
you
CJ
play
played
well?
well. I
Okay.
did. He didn't turn over the ball. He didn't get a lot of time back there. I think they said he didn't have a sack, and his offensive line sucked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Travion
Sure.
Hedison got hit at the line of scrimmage. I think his freshman body's starting to get beat on a little bit. But I thought CJ played well. That throw he threw between two defenders, not down the middle, but sort of at the hash middle to Rutgers was an awesome throw. Yeah,
Yeah.
a great throw, hit him on the run.
Yeah.
And he had some drop balls or fumbles, They had
Yeah.
some fumbles. And, that's not on him. And then the offensive line jumping offside. You could see him getting so frustrated when they did that.
All right.
Yeah, because he would like jump up and go, and, put his head down and shake his head. Oh, man, he was so frustrated. Well, I think what happened is you've got a pretty novice offensive line still working their way through things a little bit. And they looked at a defense. You saw the first play from line of scrimmage, their defensive line shifts. So I think that the who's blocking whose scheme gets totally confused. And I think they were confused on multiple times because of
Yeah.
schemes the defensive line was throwing at them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they could sit in the film room and learn from this. It was a good win. They hung in there. They didn't fold, but there's a lot to learn from.